You don't get what you want, you get what you are. You attract what you are in your team, in your clients. The secret to running a self-managing firm has nothing to do with building a self-managing firm. It has everything to do with you. We're going to talk about how to build a self-managing team. Okay, picture a legal office. There's a lawyer sitting at a desk, typing at your computer. Why did we just get a 1-star review? Why did that review not just post? Can I hire another attorney? Behind this whole situation, there's this confident figure, a law firm owner. Looks at the whole situation. The law firm owner simply had a little bit more perspective. See, the secret to running a self-managing firm has nothing to do with building a self-managing firm. It has everything to do with you. It has everything to do with the identity that you decide to embrace in 2024. I want to ask everyone a quick question. Let's say this lawyer that was sitting at the chair wanted to become a law firm owner. What would that lawyer need to do in order to become a law firm owner? Now, before you answer that question, I'm going to give you a similar question. What does a seed have to do in order to become a tree? A seed must do one thing in order to become a tree. A seed must cease to be a seed. It must stop being a seed. So now I ask you the question, what does that lawyer sitting down have to do in order to become the law firm owner that saw the whole situation at hand? It has to cease being the identity of the person that works in the business, not on the business. It has to cease being the person that wears a badge of honor for working 16 hours a day, on call for every client fire. It has to cease being the person that does not invest in the future growth of their firm. In order to become a tree, that seed has to go down into the dirt before a tree emerges. Just like when you build a building, the foundation must be built first. And just like when you invest in your law firm, your bank account must go down first before it goes up. See, when my dad went bankrupt, when he lost everything in 2008, I wish someone was in this room of his paving company, tapped him on the shoulder while he was busy being a paving contractor, not entrepreneur, tapped him on the shoulder, picked him up, faced him towards the door, and held his hand and walked him towards the door. See, why Andy and I do these events, why we are so passionate about what we do is we want SMB team, our company, myself and Andy, we want to be the person to pick you up off of that desk and point you towards that open door that's already been there. What we've established in this story, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. You don't get what you want, you don't get what your goals are, you get what your identity is. You get what you are. See, in order for that tree to grow, what is the one requirement in order to grow an apple? You must be an apple tree. How many of you have had clients that have had 1,000,001 objections when you get them on the phone? They're not ready to sign up now. They need to talk it over with other people. I'm here to invite you that there's only one person that creates that objection. You. The objections that your clients get, the amount of clients that you attract in your marketplace has to do with one person's belief system, one person's identity. See, there's 4 types of people. Person type number 1 is freeple people. Okay? They want everything for free, right? What happens when you're a freeple person? You attract clients that want free services. You attract clients who don't want to make a decision. You attract clients who don't want to work with your law firm. Some people graduate the category 2, cheapo people, right? Cheapo people, they tell themselves this lie constantly in their mind. I need to get it on the cheap, bro. They tell themselves the lie that they can't afford it. We all know people don't buy what they can afford. They buy what they want. People don't buy what they can afford, they buy what they want. But cheapo people tell themselves the lie that they can't afford it. They tell themselves the lie, what if it doesn't work? Constantly, and that's why they can't invest in their future. Just like that lawyer chained to the desk. The bottom line is, cheapo people, they know that what you're already doing isn't working. So when you say, what if it doesn't work? That's the situation you're currently in. And then you graduate to category number 3. Feeple people. Feeple people. This is where you're willing to pay a fee. You're not really necessarily looking for it on the cheap. You're willing to pay a fee. But all of the riches come when you get to category 4, what we call preeple people, right? You pay a premium for everything because you expect your clients to do the same. See, preeple people have this indestructible belief. Instead of saying, what if it doesn't work? They say, man, how awesome is this going to be when it does work, right? Because they invest in their firms, they pay a premium for everything that they do. They want premium treatment. They attract clients that want premium treatment. They attract clients that make fast decisions. If you want the best clients ever, you must become the best client ever. If you invest in your firm, the clients will come out of the woodwork. They will surround your office. They will beg to work with your law firm, but not if you don't invest. What you are committed to is what you're doing in your life. As I said yesterday, your commitments are shown in 2 places, the wallet and the calendar. So when people end these events and they say, I'm super motivated, I'm committed. I ask them, show me what's in your calendar for the next 90 days. Show me what you're spending money on right now. I will report back to you as a forensic detective what you're actually committed to. But commitment isn't just about where you spend money, it's when you commit. True or false? You have to commit at some time. You can't just commit 20 years from now. See, some people say, I need to have the courage first before I commit. Once I work up the courage, once I get my systems in place, once I hire a couple of people, then I'll commit to my firm. Some people say, oh, I just need a little bit more capability. I got to learn how to manage people more. I got to get my systems in check, right? I need more of capability. Oh, once I have the confidence, then I'll commit. You start with a commitment. You do something that scares the shit out of you. It forces you through a period of courage. Courage is fear. Fear is wetting your pants. Courage is doing what you set out to do with wet pants. Because I'm going to become desensitized to the wet pants. And over time, I will become courageous at being courageous. Because I know how to make commitments that force me through a period of courage and then earn me a new capability. See, I told you I could have hired 5 people. See, I told you I could have invested in my marketing. Told you I was a stud. And then I earn a new increased level of confidence. I start believing in myself more. Man, last time I invested in my business, how awesome was that? Man, I ought to commit even bigger next time. This is the what if it does work mentality. So this is the science of commitment, right? So once we understand this, we then embrace the 3 owner habits of transformation. Now, like we were talking about a tree, okay? I want to have us all plant a seed right now for the future of our firm, okay? Everyone see this seed right here? We put the seed in the ground. We have all this limitless potential for where we could be in our firms, right? That limitless potential is within the seed. What must a seed do in order to grow a tree? It must stop being a seed, right? So we need to apply what? We need to apply water to the seed, okay? So this is a water container, water, okay? We need to apply water to the seed, okay? That seed is right at the surface of the ground, right? We apply the water to the seed, and then what happens? It grows roots. So how do we grow roots? Well, we need the water. What is the water equivalent of our firms? Number 1, pain of payment. Psychologically, okay, there is no greater motivational trigger to growing your law firm than where you spend money. You have an 800% higher likelihood of taking action when you spend money on something. When money comes out of your bank account, it creates what's called pain of payment. This is a psychological motivator that forces you to take action. It's the example I used yesterday of hiring a fitness coach at the beginning of the year, paying them 30 grand up front, pre-scheduling all of your meal preps for the first 3 months of the year and one-on-one meetings with that coach versus someone who just buys a gym membership. That's pain of payment. But it's also what's called number 2, calendar effect. Like I said, commitments are made in the wallet and the calendar. Well, the pain of payment is the wallet. The calendar is very simple. It's where you spend your time. See, in that fitness trainer example, if you pre-schedule out your one-on-one fitness training sessions every single week for the first 3 months of the year, do you think you're going to be more or less likely to succeed with pre-scheduled fitness trainings for an entire 3-month stretch of time? Way more likely to succeed. Number 3 is what's called group accountability effect, another psychological trigger. Anyone ever hear the saying, you get the average of the 5 people that you spend time around? That's group accountability effect. By changing your social group, that is the 3rd commitment that provides the water for the seed of your 2024. So you change who you surround yourself with. See, if this seed just spends time with other small seeds that have daddies and mommies that are really tiny trees, how big is that seed going to turn? If it just spends time with tiny seeds that are, sons and daughters of tiny trees, is that going to be a tiny tree, do you think? This seed? What do you think? So the seed must cease being a seed, and it ceases being a seed by first being planted in the ground. That's a decision to grow your law firm. And then the water is where you spend money, where you spend time, and who you surround yourself with. Pain of payment, calendar effect, group accountability effect. Once we planted this seed, we started investing money in our firm. See, what's really interesting is we put $1 into our firm, and because we know it will work, we look at this as layering bricks of money on top of one another. Okay, a brick of water here, a brick of money 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 here. You put $1 in and a big brick of money appears. Another dollar in, boom, another brick appears. Another dollar in, boom, another brick appears. You put $1 in and $10 come out, creating the trunk of your tree. You put $1 in and you get $5 back and you hire a team. You expand your marketing. So we invest in our firm. The seed has water. We reap the rewards of that water and that investment in our firm and our future. And now we get to the fun part. This is where you reap the rewards of your investment in the firm. And the tree starts growing what? What's at the top of the tree? It starts growing branches. Some of these branches start bearing fruit. They start creating a beautiful canopy. There's 6 identities that represent the 6 prunings that need to happen as you scale your law firm. This is where you become a level 5 leader. Number 1, you must prune the branch of you being a tiptoe marketer, as I call it. When you cut that branch, it blossoms into you being what I call an all-in marketer. Just like we were for this event. We didn't wait to see if it would work. We invested first. We went all in. See, number 2 is you must prune the branch of being a micromanager, and you must become a truster. You got to cut the micromanager branch. See, as you hire employees and you scale your law firm, you have to cut the micromanager branch and become a truster. I remember my first employee, I would audit every single thing he put out. So I had to start trusting in people. I had to start trusting that when I paid someone money, they were going to give me their absolute best. Number 3 is I had to prune the identity of being a question fielder. What's that mean? Anyone have members on your law firm's team that constantly come to you with questions throughout the week? Who is creating that reality? You are. Because you're allowing it. We kill the question fielder identity. We prune that branch and we become what I call a meeting master. We got dinner with Ben Glass last night, and it's so funny. The principles of success are shared across all businesses. He's like, yep, my team knows they can never come to me with a question during the week unless it's during our 90-minute weekly leadership meeting. That's the only time they're permitted to ask me questions throughout the week because we run an organized ship. We have to prune the fourth branch. This is branch number 1, number 2, number 3. We have to prune the fourth branch. We have to prune the branch of being a random planner. This is when you have a million ideas a minute. You roll them out to your team without clear plans attached to them. Everyone gets confused whether you're brainstorming or whether this is a real initiative. So you become a quarterly goal setter. You learn to organize your ideas in a quarterly plan so that you don't have to randomly communicate to your team all these fun ideas throughout the quarter. So you prune the branch of being a random planner and you become a quarterly goal setter. That's number 4. We finally get to close to the end of this. We have to prune the branch of being a drive-by delegator. You must stop being a drive-by delegator and you must become a standards setter. We prune the branch of being a drive-by delegator as we scale our team. We learn to set standards, what we call excellence operating procedures. You pre-communicate to your team what excellence looks like so you don't have to frantically fix what they're doing throughout the week. And last but not least, you must prune the branch of being a drama tolerator. And you must become a values setter. You don't tolerate drama in a world-class organization. You prune that branch. You never are dependent on any one employee ever again. If someone brings drama to your company, you cut them from your team because you have abundance. You didn't sign up to run this law firm to have to walk on eggshells around your own team, right? So you must kill and prune the branch of being a drama tolerator to become a values setter, where you set the core values of your firm and you make everyone on that team live and breathe them. You build this robust tree of freedom, profits. Your firm's running itself. You've ceased being a lawyer to become a law firm owner. There's 3 results that will come from this. Result number 1 of a self-managing firm is enterprise value. If you look at the Forbes billionaire list, where are most of their net worths tied up in? The enterprise value of the companies that they own. If the richest people in the world's net worth is wrapped up in the value of their companies, I think it's a very good goal to set for yourself to create a valuable company that runs without you. Number 2 result is you're going to have quality of profit. See, I always say this, we don't want profits. If you want profits, lay off all of your employees and do everything yourself. That's a surefire way for profits. But is that quality of life tied into your profit? Yes or no, if you're doing everything yourself? No, we don't want profit. We want quality of profit. We want profits produced as a result of our business enterprise. And last but not least, and the most important asset of all, is freedom. Freedom to choose what we want to do. Freedom to spend time on the cases we want. Freedom to delegate what we want. Freedom to sell our firm if we want to. Freedom to buy other firms if we want to. Whatever your goal is, you want options. We are in the generation of options. But please remember, if you're expecting your law firm to grow without going down first, without making a commitment, without shedding the water onto that seed, you're kidding yourself. And I hope this event is the spark for you to treat your law firm going forward as a law business.